Good evening, everybody. This is System Chalk with the, I believe, 34th episode of Ike Upscribed the Apostle Obsonate. So we made a little bit of progress last time, but we're short on money. I'm sick. I do have the Perils of Renown. However, the damning evidence is gone in 3 seconds, so we should be okay there. And I'm out of stuff to study. So I should probably be thinking about that for the next little bit. Now, again, there's been a little bit of a wait between the episodes being recorded, so I'm trying to think about what I might want to do. So Glover and Glover makes sense. Oh, there's money, so it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be. Right. So we've got the expedition going on. That was what I was missing. So I missed the appropriate actions that I could be taking, but it does look like we got past the Watchers, which is good. We're on our way against the warded door, so we're going to need another forge. And then I think really the question now is just going to be how I'm going to be spending my time between doing these expeditions and earning money. I want to try and shorten that distance as much as possible, because the long is getting stronger. They're 4 and 4, and I believe they will be at 5 once this turns over. Oh, it's tentative evidence. That is concerning, actually. So I still want to send people to destroy that evidence. And the favor from authority is now a little less effective. Okay, with that in mind, let's think about... So I think here I'm going to start going to the white door. And this is just going to be, I want to keep a favor from authority in my inventory until we've dealt with the evidence. And at this point, I don't think I want to risk my followers anymore. The problem here is that risking my followers will mean that I have to heal them with money, and money is going to keep me from doing expeditions. So at this point, I want to be a little bit more aggressive on expeditions. That should hopefully allow me to do some summons. Those summons will then be able to work with the evidence. So our tools are ready. We should be able to penetrate this warded door. Let's try and push this ahead. We'll bring Laydaw in. We'll almost certainly shatter this warded door with 10 forge. Of course, there's no guarantees. And looks like we are getting another vial of blood. This illness has damaged my health. I'll need to rest before I'm fully recovered. Cure your affliction with funds or vitality. So I'll stick those over to the side just so I can remember. And I suppose there's the other question about what I want to do with the study verb. There's nothing really for me to work with it right now. I could try and do more, more fresh air and exercise. But for the time being, I think I'm just going to let it relax. The couriers arrive from our delight with a single vial of their most holy blood. So I'll probably have to sell that at Oriflamme's at some point, but the clerks file out in silence. I am free for now. So I've got a couple of options in terms of how I want to try and earn some money. I could use my matchless physique to go to the work site, or I could try working on a commission and see if I have any success there. What I am going to try and do, so we've got this window of 90 seconds. I would probably say 80 just to give myself the flexibility of being able to move the cards around and the possibility that I might be a little bit slow on the response. I think I'm still going to be short in terms of getting the commission done as well as being able to work on the worksite, but let's try and do a commission nonetheless, and we'll see whether or not we can actually try and earn a little bit more. So double up the reason to produce the commission. Write an extensive treatise on the lore of the lantern. This may be useful for a commission. Yeah, so that's going to take 60 seconds. I don't have enough time with my physique, so it's going to be either write a commission or work at Glover and Glover. And of course, the problem with the commission is that I do need access to Oriflamme's to be able to sell the Spintrea. So Although, I think what I might do when I get a Spintrea is actually talk to Count Jannings and see if I can get some tutoring in Latin. Alright, no restlessness, I can't paint that away yet, but let's try the Lodge of the Sage Knight, and it's kind of a... it's a wash. I don't really need the subtle fracture yet. Clouds part, walls creak, old wounds ache. Last night in the great pavilion above the grey sprawl of the Bounds, a woman who once called herself Teresa Gallimer sat on gilt-fringed cushions and offered me a horn cup of dream wine. The wine is imaginary, she explained, but the cup is not. To navigate the Mansis, one must understand the distinction. Perhaps one day you'll join me on the pilgrimage, or I'll join you. So here, let us share a secret. And her breath tickled my ear. Now, I always thought that it said the woman who once called herself Gallimer, and I don't think it ever said Teresa. I wonder if there's been... I'm sorry, I'm just going to take a quick second in the background here. I don't know if it had any patch notes. All right. I'll take a look at that on my own time then. But that, yes, that's, I've mentioned a couple of times that there's hints as to who this person is. Some of them are a little more obvious than others. But there's another situation in which you run into Gallimer. Oop. Supplies are low. The doors have two purposes to... Oh, Jesus. Okay. Doors have two purposes: to open and to remain closed. Today, this door remained true to its second purpose. Now this works, this is terrible for us, because in 7 seconds we're going to have our funds absorbed by the magnet. I suppose there's one thing I could do to try and push this to my... Nope, actually there isn't a way I can do this to push to my advantage, because as soon as I drop this thing in the expedition... So what I would want to do is try and stop it from being absorbed. So I'll show you what I mean. So I think there's a trick. This is really corny, and I don't like doing stuff like this, but just for the purpose of the example, I think we discovered through the previous playthrough that if I click and hold something, it's not going to get absorbed. I believe if I pause, it's also... Nope, okay. Pausing picks it up. But I think the thing that would happen is as soon as I drop it down, where it gets picked up anyway. But I did, I took a bit of a risk in terms of doing the commission, and unfortunately it means all of the money that I've put towards the expedition is now lost, and I believe we will get some dread as a result. If this ever reaches trial, I will be in serious danger. Even if this hunter is disposed of, another may find their notes. So, we're back to being in trouble here. We have a... Good lord. Another season of suspicion coming up in 49 seconds. So I either need to get rid of the weary detective, or I need to get rid of the evidence. I have an idea about how I'm going to handle the weary detective. There we go. We can try again when the dust has settled. All right. Not a good turn for us. I finished the manuscript. Lantern, a very substantial investigation. Your own work in manuscript form. Talk to your patron to get paid for this. So, let's go back to G&G to recover it. Recover some money. How's that commission coming along? I'm looking forward to your thoughts. I have what the doctor requested, so 10 seconds in there. Alright, what are we up against? Nope, we don't have any spies. Let's send Cat Caro this time. Alright, I've received the currency of the secret world, and my patron has let tantalizing information slip. So, erudition, more mystique. Mystique's not exactly going to help me here, but I'm trying to deal with the, right, Right. If I need to learn Latin, there's one who will help me, but I'll need to pay in Spintrea, the currency of the hidden world. Alright, so that will unlock Bancroft's diaries for me, but I actually think in this case, money is a little more important to me right now. So let's try and sell the Spintrea, especially because it's quite valuable. Few of the customers at Oriflamme's are students of the invisible arts. They'll buy tools of powers, trophies, or curiosities without any idea of their true value, but this will get their attention. So, short-term pain, but there should be a long-term benefit to that. Our spy has returned to us. Alright, I got 20 seconds to deal with our dilemma. Okay, the sick room grows close and stale. It's time to get up. So I don't really have a way of getting a favor from authority on time. At this point, I've got 15 seconds where I need to find a way of dealing with the damning evidence. But I have sort of my... it'll basically be sort of my last-ditch effort, I think. I just want to make sure that I really try and make the most of the time. I want to try and string this out as long as I can. In my dreams, I know the path to the White Door through the bounds, but that path is thronged with the dead who pass that way. I will need health to resist their chill. Now I can approach the White Door through the bounds. Now I can press my fingers to it, feel its chill, watch it swing open. As it opens, my mouth closes, tightens, heals over like a lost deformity. Around and about me is the cobalt light of the Mansis. Alright, the auctioneer's gavel bangs. My item has sold. So, is there anything I want to do with the expedition verb right now? Because clearly we are ready to go. Let's take Saliba and Rhaenyra again. Toss a couple of funds in. We can reserve rooms at the inn easily enough, but we can expect the locals, if they divine our intentions, to turn nasty, and if the library is still there, it will be well hidden. Alright. Perhaps we could parlay, perhaps I could send something to ambush them. The city is rife with journalists and detectives and other meddlers. How long will they leave me in peace? Someone is meddling. Alright. So, I was thinking that I might attack the weary detective, but I think right now I'm just going to hold off and see what happens. I'll delay them. That's going to mean that I have reputation to deal with, but the clerks file out in silence. I'm free for now. Okay. So I do have a little bit of financial freedom now, so I think at this point I'm going to get the commissions done. And that's going to hopefully translate into... this is an extensive treatise on the lore of Moth. Hopefully that's going to translate into a little bit of a better rotation as far as Spintrea and work is concerned. Here we've decided that perhaps our ambitions as an artist aren't quite as good, aren't quite as lucrative, and that we can sell the fruits of our studies instead. Okay, let's add... this is a little risky, but I'll add Velsine. Alright. Another weary detective. There's always someone who doesn't understand or who understands too well. This troublemaker may seek evidence on my activities to share with the authorities. Okay, now I'm curious. I didn't think... I mean, it doesn't say that it's unique. But I am kind of curious what happens when I have more than one weary detective running around. In last night's dream, I was in the lodge of the Sage Knight behind the White Door. It is difficult to remember exactly how I came there, and the mistress of this place, the woman with the dark glasses, was nodding as if I had asked her a difficult question. Of course I hadn't. I lost my speech when I passed the White Door. How is it that I came to speak, she said to me. I didn't come here through the White Door. I'm not proud of what I did to come here, so let me tell you about something else. And again, I'm going to risk fascination doing this, but I prefer this to to risking the damning evidence. Also, I'm going to be needing some vitality soon, so let's go and study with the health. Come closer, dear ones. We have something special for you. Alright, this was rash. Perhaps I shouldn't have exposed myself, so maybe rash, but what we will do now is we're going to send Leo off to convince people that we're not so bad after all. Looks like another vial of delightful blood's on our way. Now, we're taking up the talk verb already, so I've closed that off as a possible input to an initiation. I finished the manuscript. I think I'm probably just going to have to eat the dread, unfortunately. Their present pleasures will end ill for them. Perhaps they think it's worth it. Meanwhile, we can pass. So, present dread hasn't bothered us. We may still have some problems coming up. It looks like the long is going to make itself stronger next turn. I recall my dream. This was the lodge of blue. Sorry. This was the lodge of blue silk, flapping in the winds of the bounds and the mansus edge, and here was its mistress, who welcomed me as she welcomes all travelers. Company is nice, she confided, but I still miss my Christopher. 10 years. 10 years and not enough. We could not have been long together, and not without touching each other. And you know what happens when a man long lies with a long woman. Or perhaps you don't. I hope you don't. I won't tell you just in case. I will give you a tiny gift. So we don't really need the glimmering right now, but I like gifts. And while I'm reluctant to... Well, actually, we still have time on the affliction, so let's go back through the white door again. At least until I've dealt with the evidence in a slightly more satisfactory way. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. So, affliction up here. Good lord. We'll send the... that's not going to help us. Where'd my vitality go? Up here. Oh, Jesus. Another blood. This one I will use, though. The couriers arrive from our delight with a single vial of their most holy blood. Clerks file out in silence. I am free for now. So, I know that the talk verb's going to be occupied for the next little bit. I've already got my vitality, so in this case, filling out the commission still makes sense. And I'm definitely inclined towards doing more of them. I wasn't really all that restricted on lore before, but it was mostly just the idea that I was hoping to have my explorer verb used a little bit more than it was. And to be honest, I didn't really use it that much. Part of it's story, part of it's just the way things turned out. But as it is right now, I think a good little round of doing commissions and selling Spintrea is going to be a way that I can get past some of the rut. Okay, so we weren't successful in killing some of the reputation. I am going to make an effort again, but let's turn in some commissions before I go too far. I have what was requested. Our mortal enemy has allies and resources in many nations. They move slowly, but as time passes, they will bring more and more of those allies and resources to bear against us. Receive the currency of the secret world, and my patron has let tantalizing information slip. So, another silver Spintrea, which is pretty good news money-wise, although not maybe so great as far as... the doctor would like help with his research. Maybe not so great as far as getting my Latin lessons. There we edition. And we just recently read this one, so I'll leave it here. And more connections. They're now up to level 6, so they're over the halfway mark as far as the thread is concerned. And on that note, we will finish for tonight. I have a feeling that the next episode is going to be a little bit more expedition intensive, and hopefully we'll be getting some summons in soon to try and make things go through. But we'll talk about the plans next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all on Friday.